Hey, this is Goob and we're back with a Week 4 preview. Kinda. Typically I'd be spewing a bunch of Bills hate this week, but my Lee Evans hate-o-meter is just about empty, and that team is so damn boring, there's nothing really to talk about. Instead, there have been so many great stories this week around the NFL, let's talk about those. First off, how could I not take this opportunity to point out some news that any Ravens fan could appreciate? The Pittsburgh Steelers are 0-3. That's right, 0-3, halfway to 6. The Steelers haven't started 0-3 since 2000. And some pretty other great stuff happened in 2000 as well.
Ray Lewis has just been announced as the Super Bowl MVP.
Steel curtain? More like curtains in Steeltown. The Browns are even ahead of them in the standings, for God's sake. And since 1990, only 3 of 115 teams that have started the season 0-3 actually made the playoffs. If you're a Steelers fan, I guess you just gotta believe.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah! Some of the most embarrassing news of the week happened in our own backyard as a stripper named Sweet Pea, no, not that one, yeah, that one, Vietnamese waltzed an oversized bottle of champagne upside Jacoby Jones' head. Jones, along with a bunch of his teammates, were in DC on a party bus celebrating teammate Bryant McKinnie's birthday. That's right, a party involving Bryant McKinnie. Allegedly, Sweet Pea took offense to Jones and then grabbed a champagne bottle and took a Chris Davis-esque type swing at Jones right upside his head. Well, I like our guys, but can she hit with runners in scoring position? Now, photos of Miss P and some of her friends have surfaced on the party bus in question. It would appear that this is indeed a group of people that in fact would be close to McKinnie, because this is, for certain, the first Bryant McKinnie jersey that has ever been seen on anybody besides Bryant McKinnie. Sweet Pea also took to Twitter to clear her name and the wrong reports about her being a stripper. She's a waitress. Right, I know a ton of waitresses that use nicknames and have photos like this of them online in their work attire. I just hope that this late night out didn't delay her studies for veterinary schools or whatever else waitresses work in strip clubs for. Coach Harbaugh said that Jacoby is fine, but he's not happy about the incident. I, on the other hand, always look for the silver linings in things, such as strippers are people too. School is also really expensive, so I'm glad that some of the more well-off Ravens could help out. And finally, the players were actually using a party bus and not drinking and driving. That's something that the other Coach Harbaugh should teach his players. The saying goes, nothing good ever happens after midnight, but whoever made that up clearly didn't have a fun time in college. Let's just hope that if the players go out drinking and they get headaches, let's hope it's from what's inside of the bottle and not from the bottle itself. And for our final topic, I want to talk about hostile situations in NFL stadiums. Now, the NFL is doing its best to deter unruly behavior by making beer cost $1 per ounce. But sometimes you can't always just blame the drunks, and you gotta chalk it up to your fan base being full of assholes. Some of the biggest culprits come from either Philadelphia or the Bay Area, which, oh shocker, both of them struck again. On Thursday, 3 rows of fans had to be ejected in Philly after a fight with Chiefs fans. And on Sunday, video emerged of this gem of a fight. First off, somebody should run down a few more rows and punch this cameraman in the face. How are you supposed to watch a good fight scene if you're recording the back of people's heads? Now, check out Reggie Wayne Jr. in the stands throwing haymakers. Wow, he's really getting into it there. And no, this video isn't in slow motion. And I'd like to thank this young Evander Holyfield because what he did debunked all the theories I ever had about Colts fans. He actually didn't tuck his jersey into his jeans. Okay, let's watch this in slow motion. Running away is probably the least manly thing you could ever do in a fight, but I think it would have served this guy better. And what are you even thinking about getting into a fight with San Francisco fans in the first place? You have a 1000% better chance of getting stuck with a shiv in Candlestick Park than you do in jail. So Ravens fans, have a great time up in Buffalo, and hell, even shake the hands of a Bills fan. Not only did they invent buffalo wings, but they also wore some pretty sweet costumes week 1 against the Patriots. And you actually have to feel sorry for the Bills too, because M&T Bank is actually based in Buffalo, but they chose to spend $75 million on the naming rights to the Ravens Stadium. If M&T's putting their money on the Ravens, so am I, and you'd be pretty smart to do the same. Our defense has just been kicking ass up and down the field for the past 2 games, and I'd expect more of the same this week. Everybody already knows that picking E.J. Manuel as early as he went was pretty stupid. Let's just help confirm that theory this week.